Hey, good morning, how do you do? We've got something special for you. It's just for fun, it's just for fish. It's time for Pacific Sightseeing.
All right, number 6, let's start things out by talking about the Puffling Patrol.
Ooh.
They're a group of volunteers from the island town of Heimaey in southern Iceland.
All right.
Every September, they gather to help lost baby puffins find their way back to the sea. Here's why. Puffins who mate for life have babies in July when it's daytime, nearly 24 hours a day. They care for their babies for 45 days, and then it's up to the babies to find their own way, which, quite frankly, is how it should be with people.
Yeah.
By September, it's starting to get dark, and the baby pufflings get turned around. They often wander into town and get confused by street lights, cars, and people walking around. That's when the Puffling Patrol comes in. Their job is to safely guide the babies to the water so they can live their best puffin life.
Well, isn't that lovely? All right, number 5, we're looking at the best and worst days of the week to go on a first date. Relationship experts say the day of the week matters.
Yeah.
Tuesday could be too boring, and oftentimes people are still tired from Monday. You'd think Friday would make sense, or Saturday, but here's the thing. If you have a bad date, your whole weekend's ruined. Which brings us to Thursday. It's close to the weekend. Most people are in a good mood looking forward to the weekend, but it takes the pressure off, say, a Saturday night date. And if the date goes well, there's a chance to make another date, maybe a few days later. Thursday, best day.
There you go.
Now you know. All right, number 4, there's nothing worse than a soggy sandwich. So how do you avoid it? Some sandwich experts say it's all in the bread and the build. One of the best options, a pillowy sub roll. Then use mayo. It's oil-based, not water-based. If you don't like mayo, try a little olive oil. And if you've got lettuce, tomato, or other vegetables, pat them down to remove the excess moisture. But keep in mind, those things are the biggest contributors to the old soggy sandwich. And when it comes to meats and cheeses, layer them evenly as you go. And finally, use parchment or butcher paper to wrap it up. Then use an airtight container.
So we're telling people how to make a sandwich.
There you go. Well, if they're suffering from a soggy sandwich, they're desperate for help.
Yeah.
And a lot of people tuning into local news now to try to get those issues addressed.
You're right about that.
So, you're welcome.
Number 3, these guys look serious, and they are. They're members of the Tea Board. For nearly 100 years, the government had its own board of tea experts. The board was created in 1897 to protect you from imported tea coming into the United States. Their job was to weigh the tea, brew it, pour it, taste it. The board was around until 1996 when the government finally realized there was no need for it and it was a waste of money.
You have to sit so close together?
Yeah.
That's a tight table.
Yeah.
And we sure as heck can't have any dames on the tea
No,
board.
that's right, yeah.
They don't know anything about tea.
All right, number 2, time for an etiquette debate. How long do you have to stay? A woman was at a friend's wedding last month. She was there for 6 hours between the ceremony and the reception, but she was tired, so she left shortly after dinner was served.
Yeah.
Her friends told her she was rude for
6
such a
hours.
quick exit, which leads us to the debate, was she wrong to leave?
No.
How long do you have to stay at these things? Is there a wrong or a right way to do it?
6 hours? What was
That's a
going
lot of time. It's probably one of those where there's a big gap between the
Yeah.
ceremony and
Yeah.
the reception.
That's
And
right.
those people need to be kicked out of America.
Yeah, they do.
You can't be doing that.
Long gap.
What are you supposed to do between 4 hours between that?
Yeah, go home and don't come back.
Right.
Is what you do. That's what I do.
Or Conrad was famous for just saying, you know what, I'm going to use the restroom, I'll be right
I'll be
back.
right
and
back.
then he
He
just,
didn't even do that. He
Yeah.
just disappears.
Yeah.
as long as they see you
They
at
see
some
you
point.
walk in.
Yes.
Typically, I like to walk in, make eye contact with everyone, and then head right out the door.
See, they made a mistake by saying goodbye. They should have just
You're
left.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you leave? I had a kidney stone. Something. you
it's
could have
exactly.
made something up.
My pants caught on fire.
Number 1, more people are ditching the apps and heading to the grocery store aisle to find love. It's a big deal in Spain right now. Younger people are adding a pineapple to their carts. It's their way of signaling others that, yes, they're single. Yes, they're open to dating. But keep in mind, in some circles, pineapples mean a whole different
Yeah.
thing. So that could be a little tricky if you're looking for a date and end up finding someone who is into swinging.
Really?
Anyway,
Wow.
dating experts suggest bumping into someone you find attractive, a light tap on the cart could lead to conversation, maybe even a date.
What if you just want a pineapple?
Right?
You can open up all kinds
They're
of.
delicious. Who
Yeah.
knew?
Well, now I'm trying to think. My wife's been bringing home pineapple a lot lately.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what she's been doing.
Yeah. Well, keep an
Bringing
eyeball
home
on
something
her.
else too.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating.
know.
That's a 6 at 6.